Greetings all. Today we're taking a look at the new Anbernic RG35xx Plus handheld. Anbernic just recently released this upgraded version of the original RG35xx, and at this price point it is not to be sneered at. The unit is currently selling at between $75 to $83 with shipping, depending on where you're living. Just a reminder though that this is not a hands-on look of the unit, but rather a summary of the reviews out there for those who want a quick overview. Let's start with the specs. It's rocking a powerful 1.5 GHz H700 chip with a dual-core Mali G31 MP2 GPU. It's got quadruple the RAM at 1 GB, and the battery is up to a whopping 3300 mAh. From reports, the battery lasts between 6 to 7 hours depending on what you're playing. It charges via the USB-C charging port at the bottom of the unit. The screen on the unit is a 3.5-inch IPS display with a resolution of 640 by 480. It has a mini HDMI port on the top, so you can connect the unit to an external monitor or TV to play your games on a larger screen. Just be aware this stretches out the game to fill the screen, so it may affect the visual quality. By the way, you know what's the 35xx Plus's favorite movie genre? Anything with a good plot twist, especially if it involves saving a princess or conquering a dungeon. Got you there, wasn't what you thought it might have been. Just a little light humor break there. Hope it made you smile. Back to the specs then. Anbernic has added Wi-Fi and Bluetooth support, which is extremely useful to have on these units, as it allows multiplayer capability in games that support it and over-the-air updates. The Bluetooth allows you to connect a Bluetooth controller on the unit, but unfortunately no Bluetooth headphones, as those are not supported as yet. Wired headphones can be connected to the 3.5-inch mini jack at the bottom of the unit, and volume can be controlled via the volume rocker on the top left of the unit. It comes with stock firmware that will be loaded on the SD card that ships with the unit and plugs into the top of SD card slot. The second slot on the right is where you can add an additional SD card with more games to play. Now onto the design. The Plus keeps the same compact size as the OG RG35xx, but gives it a grippier feel. It has slick rainbow ABXY buttons that are placed a little higher than the original, which means that your thumb does not cover the Game Boy copied speaker at the bottom right. The D-pad also got an upgrade and feels much nicer with no accidental diagonals according to reports, so no struggles to play Contra correctly. But the back is where the most significant changes to the unit were made. The shoulder buttons are sloped for a more natural feel. This was a definite improvement for most reviewers. Let's talk performance, because this bad boy can handle some serious emulation for its class. Of course it destroys anything up to PlayStation 1, but the real shining point is how well it runs Dreamcast games. I mean, Soul Calibur on a handheld? Yes please. Nintendo 64 is a hit or miss though, with most games running well but not all. A tip here is to change the GFX plugin to the Rice plugin in the RetroArch settings, as this improves performance on most Nintendo 64 games. There are a couple of concerns to note with this unit though. Firstly, the user interface that the unit ships with is pretty basic and boring, and custom firmware like Garlic OS from the modding community is still in the works. Another downside is that a lot of N64 games will not play well without an analog joystick. However, this can be remedied by connecting a Nintendo 64 type Bluetooth controller like this one. I will leave a link in the description if you're interested. It's a bit pricey, but reports say that it connects easily and really makes the N64 experience a lot better. There was one instance noted where an 8-bit Bluetooth controller didn't function correctly, but from reports the one mentioned above connected without a problem, and Xbox controllers also seem to work well. If you can live with the above mentioned shortfalls, the RG35xx Plus is truly good value at this price point. I have links in the description below if you want to purchase. From my research, the only downside to the unit is the fact that the firmware that comes with it is not as developed. This unfortunately puts the unit on the back foot when compared to something like the MiU Mini Plus, even though it has more powerful hardware. The fact that the Mini has been out for a while now means it has custom firmware made available by the modding community. This adds a lot of features to the Mini and streamlines the experience. You can click on the link on the screen now for my video on the MiU Mini Plus if you want to know more. That's it for this one. I hope you found some value from this overview. Please remember to like and subscribe if you did, as it truly helps the channel. As always, have a nice day and catch you in the next one.